G'day, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mine, where as a Chapter 1 Season 1 veteran, I'm going to be showing you guys the latest and greatest tips, tricks, strategies, and more to winning not only more games, but more crowns in Fortnite Chapter 6. So if you guys are keen, as always, to see us run it back here for the win, make sure you guys do. Hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button. Uh-oh. Alright guys, bit of a very interesting start there. We have of course landed over at one of the more underrated drop strategies for Fortnite Chapter 6, which is going to be, let's just bring up the map here, this little side pier here. So it's very, very good. You're going to get that slurp truck off of drop. Alright, we have actually done a video of this when the season came out. Alright, so make sure you guys do check that out if you haven't already. But look, with that slurp truck off of drop, you're going to notice a massive amount of heals. And I think one thing you want to be cautious of when you're going for this drop is going to be the other players that land here. Right now, this was going to be one of the first sort of drops straight out of the battle bus there. I got some footsteps. Oh, there he is. I really want to force this. We do have the hunting rifle. I should have used that, to be fair. Old mate in the house to the left. We got the Black Panther on the right. Try and reload here if we can. Quickly if we can, maybe, potentially. We don't really have a lot of ammunition here. Might just be the pickaxer. Alright, let us try and grab a little bit of something. And I think that is one of the worst things about this POI, guys. Is going to be just the sheer lack of ammunition here, right? It's definitely going to be quite noticeable. But make sure you guys do loot up all three of these houses. Try to get the other couple of players that might land with you. And then make your way back on out of this POI, right? There's no real need for you to stay here. Alright, you do have quite a couple of options to rotate to. So you've got Burns' Manor, you've got Nuclear Power Plant, which you can go into Camp Krusty. You could do Manor into corners, like Corruption. Personally, if I've taken a lot of damage, I'll probably go over towards Power Plant, stopping by this little shack over here, because there's going to be some heals there. There's also going to be some ammunition. Now, the reason why I'm going to go Burns' Manor is because this place has a lot of ammunition. So it really depends on what I need at this stage of the game. So again, I need ammo, so I'm going over to Manor. There's a lot of those ammo bags inside that building here. So we're going to go check it out. Alright, and we can then maybe look at going to Krusty or Corruption, maybe even into a Donut to grab one of those mythics. So make sure you guys are at all times trying to sort of go, okay, like, what are my options here? What do I need to get? You know, what am I lacking? And what is the best way for me to try to secure that? So that's what we want to be doing here. Alright, we do have some footsteps. Now, this is a guy from the lobby that I saw earlier. He was actually very, very sweaty. He had the Travis Scott emote. Try and just dodge some of those shots there. I do not want to reload this. Just want to be a little bit mindful about all these players. Probably shouldn't have used that, to be fair. Might go for the shotgun instead. Go for the reload whilst you are constantly moving in and around these covers, especially like doors. Try and close those there. Make sure that, you know, if you do have these entryways or exits which are going to be closer to a lot of other players, or at least, you know, give other players an access point to you, make sure you shut them. Alright, it's definitely going to be in your best interest there. Alright, we've got some more ammunition up here in this little burn statue. We've got a footstep actually just coming outside here, so I want to get some heals up real quick. We'll get up to full health. Alright, we're going to be able to try and fight this off. Alright, we've got our, there we go, some more ammunition as well here is going to be very, very much appreciated. And immediately I'm going to start crouching. Oh, real quick, we'll try and grab a little bit more ammunition because there's going to be a couple more boxes. And guys, this is why we like to come to the Manor. Alright, look at all these ammo boxes, look at all these bags of ammunition here. Get the purple there for the hunting rifle. And now we're already up to our sort of ammunition goal for the game. So I like to be between 120 to about 250 ammunition for the first drop. Of course, there's going to be quite a few that aren't going to hit that mark, right? You're going to go have a few of these POIs that simply won't have a lot of ammunition off a drop, and that's okay. Got shot at from somewhere there. Not entirely too sure. Might as well just leave this POI, I'd say. You know, we can sort of hang on inside there. We can definitely try and, you know, fight our way through it. But at the same time, there's going to be other objectives to get here. So we see the KBBL tower over in the distance. I'm going to make our way over there. And we're going to use this river as a form of mobility strat. So this is very similar to the green water dashes of Fortnite Chapter 5 here, guys. You're going to be able to get these dashes and just traverse pretty quickly. We do have some shots over to the right there. We're going to ignore these guys. We're going to ignore those shots. We're going to keep on dashing. Now, the only way that these differ from that Chapter 5 green water is going to be that these only last about 5 seconds. So, try to use them quickly. Right, you're going to get pretty much unlimited dashes there, or at least it seems like it. Get a little bit of heals. Alright, do have the blue for the thunder. I would like a tactical. You know, I feel like the tactical I definitely slept on for quite a while. Look, I liked it at the start of the season, but then I was like, you know what, I do prefer having high damage, you know, peak ability jump shots there. And you know, I was just getting that with the thunder. I was definitely getting that, and it was something that I really, really enjoyed. So we'll head up top here. We do see the forecast tower around the corner. It looks like someone has just grabbed the card and they've gotten the forecast. Now, we could probably try and crouch here, catch them off guard. It's going to be the Homer Simpson here. I'm going to wait for him to get further up this hill. I want him to get past this cliff face. Right, I want him to be able to... There we go. You want to get players, right, in a point where they can't just run easily over to cover. Right, so what I was looking for there was... he was behind this little rock cliff face. I knew if I started to attack him down here, he was just going to run here, and he could play this corner, he could play this corner, you know, and for me, up here, I'll just quickly show you what that would have liked. We wouldn't be able to have much of a chance, right? His head would be peeking out, but his entire access, he'd be able to shoot us perfectly. We'd have to nail every shot with precision. Alright, so that is why I waited for him to come around the side there. I wanted him to be an easier target, right? And I wanted it in a way where he had to sort of run away as well in open cover, trying to make his way to safety, which he was never going to be able to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go and grab some squishies here. It is going to be sad to drop the hunting rifle for. Of course, the legendary variant especially will be doing a one-shot headshot damage there, which is, I can guarantee you out of experience at least, it is very, very smooth. Right? It feels really, really nice to hit a clean headshot. Again, in Fortnite, the one-shot headshot, it is 100% back. So we'll head on over here now. We'll make our way into the storm. I want to have our inventory set up. Right, we've got our splashes for the quick heals. We've also got our squishies here, which are going to help us for potentiating the shockwaves. So these are going to help those shockwaves go a lot longer. And guys, as always, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you guys do help us reach that goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of next year. All right, we're trying to reach it. We're definitely halfway there. We only started a year ago, so, well, it's coming up to a year, 11 months and 25 days. All right, we do have some shots over to Camp Krusty. Right now, I'm trying to maintain this positional advantage. Right? When you guys are rotating around these POIs, you want to be ensuring that you're sticking to that high ground. You know, we're going to be, yes, rotating around, essentially, this sort of center lake here. Oh, there's a donut zone over there. We're going to try and go for that. But if you guys are trying to rotate, for example, to here, rotate around if there's like high ground here, right? Because that way, you're not just running straight to something, but also you are going to something, but you're doing so in a way which is efficient, right? It's efficient in the terms of it's being really, really safe. Oh, unfortunate for him there. I'm going to try and rotate around the corner. going for that cheeky little reload, and we've got high ground here now. Can't really see where he would have gone. Oh, he did die with a bunch of legendaries and the crown. Hold out F there. Alright, with your pickaxe. He's got a lot of legendaries. Try and just go around to the corner here. And we're going to bunny hop up and over. Now this is a very nice place to play on. Oh, okay, there he is. We see him over there. Now, a lot of players... You know what we should probably do here? Probably not that. It's probably not going to be on the list, Butter. We might as well just run away here. We're going to try and get a little bit of cover. Alright, we want to try and get some medkits. There's one to our left. Might as well go for the squishy instead. Perfect. Alright, now we can try and grab maybe some shockwaves here, which would definitely be nice. Whether we're going to get any, guys, you know, it is going to be the luck of the draw. So, we'll head on over now, rotate over. I'm going to go for another squishy because why not? And we're definitely going to be able to bunny hop now. We're going to try and maintain this quick, fast-moving, alright, movement. We're trying to be as efficient as possible, and I think this is something as well that you really want to be trying to nail at all costs is, okay, how quickly am I rotating in and around places? Try and go up and over this rock here. And again, we're going to try and shoot out these cars because these having mobility, guys, at any stage of the game is going to give you a massive advantage. So try to just remove them. I'm going to mark those heals on the map here. And I'm just going to just double check this area before we go inside. You know, additionally, we're going to have that being a donut zone. And so it's going to be pretty just dangerous in general to sort of run through. But we do notice, right, that there are some shots going on over there. So we'll try and make our way in. Did I even grab that crown? I did. Of course, just to touch on that note from earlier, if you run around with a pickaxe out, you'll only pick up crowns, medallions, and items with durability. Oh my lord. Okay, he's starting to glitch out there. I would like to try and remove that car from the map. I feel like that car player is going to be one of our more ideal targets. Alright, we'll try and just, again, rotate around. We're trying to flank around this point of cover here. We do not want to give these players an opportunity to catch us off guard. Now, we do see the medallion player, or at least that Jebediah head player, over towards this direction of the POI, which could be nice. I'm going to check up in the air there for those steam stacks. Alright, they're going for a kill here. I'm going to be watching these exits, as well as these sort of rotating areas here. I call them rotary exits as well here. Alright, yes, this low gravity effect will be quite griefing. It's going to be quite interesting to play with. I know for experience, for example, I don't like having the... it gives you the same sort of not 0 point, but this sort of low gravity effect. I think it was called sprinting something in the Blitz Royale game mode. I do forget exactly what it was called. It was not my favorite. There's the head. So we know that the other player is going to be nearby, but look at that zone. We've got to get a move on here. And this is going to be an interesting final zone. We're going to, again, maintain this high ground. We're going to ensure that, okay, we're going to be trying to travel between cover. Alright, staying as safe as possible. And trying to get around and over to this zone. So we're going to try and make sure that we do claim a little bit of cover here, like a rock. Alright, we're going to be looking for some cliff faces and edges. And whilst we are in these weakly defended areas, guys, without cover, I'm checking back at our 6. I'm checking our rear. I want to make sure that no one is coming up behind us, especially because there's not really any cover we can immediately hide behind. Alright, we do get the ranger there. I'm going to go for this inside the bush. And that way, we do have only 2 other players left, so we're going to try and go for them very, very soon. I would like to third party them, but again, guys, look, beggars can't be choosers. However, if you guys have enjoyed this episode so far, make sure you guys do hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button. Alright, we're going to reload our guns here. Taking a time, taking some moments to really just have a little look-see. Alright, we're going to peek out for a bit here. There's a homer. Oh, unfortunate for us there. We can try and remove this rock, which is definitely going to be something. Before I get it low, though, I want to make sure that I reload the gun. Sometimes you just got to learn to stop shooting, though, Butter. I tell ya, sometimes. And there's the last guy down over there. Absolutely. Slowly but surely, we've got the high ground here. We've also got zone on our back, which is really, really good. That's how it's done, guys. If you did enjoy this episode, make sure you do hit that like button. You hit that subscribe button, and as always, take care. Garnier.